In this video, I'm going to be giving you 10 tips for improving your Pokemon GO gameplay in 2024. Alright, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon GO video. So, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 tips that you could use to improve your gameplay in 2024, and these tips are extremely important if you want Pokemon GO to stay relevant as well as get the most out of your daily gameplay. Of course, some of these tips are very well known within Pokemon GO veterans, but for some of the newer players who started in 2023, these tips are definitely going to help you. So make sure you're paying attention to this video and comment down below which tip has helped you out the most. So let's start off with the first tip, and this is going to be extremely obvious, but you will want to be as active as possible in all aspects of Pokemon GO. This includes PvP, raiding, with gym battles, or with anything else in Pokemon GO. You will want to make sure you have a foot in every single area. There are two reasons why this is so important. First and foremost, every aspect of Pokemon GO is going to be rewarding, and it's going to allow you to progress as a player, and also there's some exclusive Pokemon that you can only get from certain aspects of the game. For example, Shadow Pokemon are some of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, and they can only be obtained from Shadow Raids as well as Team Go Rocket battles. And there's also a Pokemon that you could only get from PvP battles. This is extremely important, so the more active you are, the better experience with Pokemon GO that you're going to get. And of course, another reason why you want to be as active as possible is because it's going to keep the gameplay relevant. Yeah, if you are not playing Pokemon GO, then the game is going to seem very boring to you. You will want to make sure you're doing as much as you can when you're playing Pokemon GO, and that way you can get the absolute best experience. I really think you should be doing everything that the game has to offer. Like if you've never tried routes, maybe it's time to go out and try a route. If you do not have a lot of best buddy Pokemon, then start doing a bunch of buddy adventure activities. And if you have never touched PvP, well, now might be the time to actually try it out. Trust me, it's extremely rewarding and you're gonna get a lot of really good Pokemon as well as a lot of really good rewards. So yeah, it's all worth a try. And of course, when it comes to raid battles, that is probably one of the most key aspects of Pokemon GO. You can get some of the most powerful Pokemon from raid battles, and you're going to get a lot of Pokemon that's going to be relevant in all aspects of Pokemon GO. So make sure you're doing your raid battles as well. And don't forget gym battles, because that's how you get free to play Pokecoins, and you could use those Pokecoins to buy raid passes, incubators, and all those sorts of things. Alright, now the next tip is going to be brand new for the year 2024. This is something that was introduced in 2023, and it's extremely relevant to this day. Make sure you're collecting as many XXL Pokemon as you can so that you could win more Pokestop showcases. This is really important because Pokestop showcases are currently some of the best ways to get premium items for free. And of course, in order to win Pokestop showcases, you need a whole bunch of XXL Pokemon. I really do not know if in 2024 they're going to have Pokestop showcases that's going to gauge your Pokemon not based on their size, but as of right now, the largest Pokemon are the ones that are going to win you the most showcases. So make sure you're collecting them. Do not transfer any XXL Pokemon, even if you have a bunch of them. The really nice thing is that when you mass transfer Pokemon, the game actually prompts you on what XXL Pokemon you are about to transfer. All you have to do is forego transferring those specific Pokemon and keeping them in your collection. And when a Pokestop showcase featuring that specific Pokemon comes along, you will be best prepared because you have a whole bunch of XXL Pokemon ready. Now, one tip specific to this particular aspect is that if you ever come across XXL Squirtles, definitely hold on to those because Squirtle seems to be the default Pokestop showcase anytime Niantic makes a mistake. So I do predict that Squirtle is going to make very frequent appearances in Pokestop showcases, so make sure you collect as many XXL Pokemon of that specific Pokemon. Alright, for tip number 3, this is going to be something that I know is going to draw some controversy, but make sure you are doing everything possible to increase your luck in Pokemon GO. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, everything in this game is RNG based. There's not necessarily anything that you can manipulate in order to get the right results. You just have to keep playing and hope for the best luck. Like, this kind of goes hand in hand with the first tip that I did. If you want 100% IVs of a particular raid boss, then you need to do more raids. If you want more lucky Pokemon, then you need to do more trades and be active with your friends list. Like, these are all some of the things that you should be doing every single day in Pokemon Go. It's how you can get yourself some of the best Pokemon that the game has to offer. Alright, let's move on to tip number 4, and this is going to be something that I feel often gets overlooked, but you need to set yourself long-term goals. Now, the big problem with Pokemon Go is that it can be very redundant over time. There's a lot of repetitive gameplay, and there's not necessarily a lot of things that's going to be fresh and exciting. So, one thing you can do is set yourself some long-term goals for the year 2024, and try to meet those goals by the end of the year. One example is in 2022, I set a Stardust goal of 15 million, and about halfway through the year, I actually met that goal. So what did I do? I increased the goal even further to 25 million. And yeah, it was extremely rewarding because I never really grinded for Stardust as heavy as I did during that year, but by setting this goal, I was able to do a lot of things that I was not even aware you could do in order to get the most Stardust every week. And yeah, these are some of the things you can discover if you set yourself some long-term goals. Maybe what you want to do is complete your Pokedex. Maybe you want to set yourself Stardust goals like I did. Or maybe you want to get yourself some legendaries and mythicals that you still did not get. Like, whatever the goals may be, just set some goals for yourself and you're going to have a much more enjoyable time with Pokemon Go in the year 2024. Alright, now for the 5th tip, get yourself a Pokémon GO++. The reason why I say this is because this device is currently one of the best devices to use when it comes to Pokemon Go, and not having one is definitely going to cause you to fall behind. It's an auto catcher, it does track your sleep for additional daily rewards. Overall, this device is essential when it comes to Pokemon Go play. Currently, it's going for roughly about $60 in different online vendors, but if you look hard enough, you might find a good deal on this device, and I highly suggest you go out and get one because not having it is definitely going to hurt your Pokemon Go play. Alright, for tip number 6, download Campfire and join a community. If you still do not have Niantic Campfire on your phone, then you're not playing Pokemon Go correctly. There's a lot of really good things with Niantic Campfire that Niantic integrated, and I do think it's an essential app. On top of that, it's a great way for you to find local communities, and the thing about Pokemon Go is that it is a game that favors extroverted people. If you are not playing among other players, then you're not going to get some of the best Pokemon. You need plenty of other players for defeating a lot of the hardest raids. You need other players on your friends list if you want to get a bunch of lucky trades. Overall, there's just a lot of things that require social interaction, and you could do something about that by joining Niantic Campfire. Alright, for tip number 7, set yourself up with a bunch of daily routines. Whether it be doing all of your PvP battles at a certain time, or whether or not it's doing a bunch of routes earlier on in the day so you get them out of the way, or maybe it's something related to Buddy Adventure. Whatever the case may be, you will want to make sure you're doing very similar activities every single day so you do not miss out on them. Something that Niantic has for a lot of their different gameplay mechanics is a daily reset. So if you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your Pokemon Go gameplay, then make sure you're completing all of these daily activities by having yourself a daily routine. Alright, for tips 8 and 9, I'm actually going to be talking about some classic tips and tricks that I've always included in these kinds of videos, but coming in at number 8, you will want to make sure you know the set circle trick. This is a very essential trick when it comes to catching legendaries in raid battles, because what it does is it increases the amount of times you can get excellent curveball throws on some of the Pokemon where it's the most difficult to land those. I made several videos in the past talking about how you can do this one particular trick. I'll try to link some of them in the description below, and yeah, this is something you can look up on Google and you'll find a bunch of videos on how to do it. So make sure you learn how to do this one trick. It's going to be essential if you want to catch all the legendaries that you come across in raid battles. And then going along with that, there is also the quick catch method. This is another trick that was discovered by players several years ago, where you could actually catch a whole bunch of Pokemon really quickly en masse, and it's a great way for you to collect a ton of Stardust and candies. Again, I've made plenty of videos talking about the quick catch method, but all you have to do is Google the quick catch method and you will find a bunch of guides on how to do this. If you master this, you're going to get really far ahead in Pokemon Go. Alright, and finally the last tip that I have for this particular video, make sure you stay ahead with the news. Like, if there's an event coming to Pokemon Go, you should know all the details for that event so that you are best prepared. Not every single event is going to be relevant, but there are going to be a couple of events that are going to be important. So make sure you're keeping up with the news so that you know which ones you need to farm after. And also, it's a great way for you to plan out those days so that you fully maximize those events. Alright, and there you have it. These were my 10 tips for how you can improve Pokemon Go gameplay in 2024. And I do think that if you follow these 10 tips, you're going to get way ahead in this game. And you're going to be very impressive to all of your other friends. And yeah, if you follow these tips, I feel like you're going to have a much better experience with Pokemon Go in the year 2024. But that's going to be it for this video. Again, like I shared at the top of this video, if there is a particular tip that you found to be extremely helpful, make sure you share and talk about it down below. And if there's a particular tip that I missed, also share those tips down below as well. And yeah, if you ended up enjoying this video and found it to be informative, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe button, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. And yeah, if you want to support my channel without spending any money, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on these following platforms, actually right here. Yeah. Alright, so that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.